Are we in different time zones? Because my time says 6.
Yes, I'm probably the only one in the central time. So if you hold your Florida, where's there? See, this is where I live over here. All of y'all live here probably. That I live way over here. So yes, I'm sorry. 5/6 o'clock is what it is. Yes, Jaden, it is 6 o'clock where you live. I know with the time change and everything, that could be a little confusing, but okay, so we're going to start off with our pledges. Who would like to do the American pledge for us tonight? Anybody? We can just unmute and start doing it if that feels better for everyone. Want to do that? Okay, I see heads nodding. Okay, all right. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. There we go. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And then our 4-H pledge, because I'm at my 4-H office today. So we have the flags. All right. So I pledge my head to clear thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world. Okay. Nobody unmuted and helped me. That makes me a little sad. Okay, so my name is Miss Prudence. I am the Santa Rosa County 4-H agent, and I help Dr. Chris on this virtual poultry club. And he, like I said, is not feeling well, so we are going to have more of an open discussion, kind of. I don't see so many faces, but that's okay. You don't have to show your face, but I do want to hear from you. So what we're going to talk about tonight is biosecurity and what it means. So I'm going to call on the Azzy family for y'all to unmute and tell us, what do you think that means when I say biosecurity? Have you heard that before?
No.
No?
I have any
Owen,
idea.
Olivia, Jaden, anybody ever heard the word biosecurity? What about security? You know what security is?
I was going to say, I've heard security and bio, but I don't remember what it means when it's put together.
Okay, so how would you explain security, Jaden?
Security is basically what you put up around your house to protect your house from possible intruders.
Okay, so to be safe, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think about bio?
I think of biology.
Okay,
So, like
biology.
nature, all that stuff. Chickens.
Okay, chickens. Okay, so bio means life. All right, so life security or the security for our chickens' life is what we're talking about tonight. So, what we think about when we have biosecurity measures in place on our farms is to keep our chickens free from disease, right? So imagine, if you will, where your chickens are right now at your house. Okay. Now, if I came to your house, would I be anywhere near your chickens if I just walked to your door to deliver a package? Let's say I'm an Amazon driver.
No. Simple answer, no.
So your chickens are nowhere near um, anybody from the outside. Olivia, what about you? Are you where you can unmute, or are you going to put it in the chat?
If you don't mind me adding on to what I said earlier
Uh-huh.
about saying no, that you can't see them.
Go ahead.
What I mean, sorry. What I mean by that is if you just simply walk up to our front door, you can't see my chickens. We have a chicken inside and then we have the coop outside. So, I mean, if you walked around the house, then you can see the chickens.
Okay. So in your situation, just random people like an Amazon driver wouldn't be contaminating your property. So are your coops, do your birds free range at all, or do they stay in their coop all the time?
No, we have a coop and then we have a little run that is fenced in.
Okay.
So no bugs from the sky can come in. None of that stuff. I'm outside with the coop right now just because it feels nice out.
Okay, so yours has a top on the run. Okay. Owen, what about you?
Are your chickens free range?
There you go.
Yes.
She's asking about, do you have a
Okay,
cover on?
so your chickens are loose out in your yard at your farm, Owen?
No, they have a fence.
So they always stay in the fence. Okay, so what we're talking about is biosecurity. So if an Amazon driver came to your house, would he be anywhere near or she be anywhere near your chickens?
No.
No, so they're in a separate place. And I think the Azzy family said their chickens are separated as well. Nodding heads. Okay. All right. And who just joined that says iPhone 9?
Okay, that's you. Go ahead. Sorry, that's Akea.
Say it again.
Say it. Akea.
Akea, can you spell it for me?
Akea.
Okay, I'm just going to rename your thing so I don't call you iPhone 9. Okay, so Akea, we're talking about biosecurity on our farm. And if you were to imagine your farm and where your chickens are throughout the day, and an Amazon driver came up in your yard to deliver a package, would they come in any contact with your chickens?
No.
So your chickens are in a coop.
Yes.
Okay. And Jaden, everybody else says there's Olivia did not answer us yet. But so let me ask you another situation. We're going to change it from an Amazon driver to your best friend who has chickens, and y'all both love chickens together. Okay? So if Akea, your best friend came over to your house who they have chickens, how would you protect your chickens from their chickens?
Taking their shoes off before they come in the chicken coop.
So they're in your chicken coop barefoot.
Well, wait now.
They won't be your friend for long. Okay, so what about if they cleaned their shoes, or what they could do is Jaden might have the answer. Go ahead, Jaden.
Yeah, I totally agree. Maybe clean their shoes or putting on shoes. Like when I go out in my chicken coop, I don't wear what I would wear out to the store or something. I'm currently in like rubber rain boots out with them. So that would be probably something, having them bring a spare pair of shoes. And also one thing, if they brought the chickens with them, just don't have them interact, because my chickens, yeah, they would like to pick on one of them. So that's why that one's indoors. And plus we got a rooster. We figured it out, it was a rooster. So
Oh. Okay. So yes. So if you have a designated pair of what I call chicken shoes, those are the shoes you're going to wear only out in the chicken coop or in the chicken run. Those are your chicken shoes. So when your chicken friends come over to your farm, you just say, whenever you come, will you please wear shoes you don't wear around your chickens? And that will help with any spread of disease. Now, in my particular situation, my farm, my chickens free range. everywhere. So if the Amazon driver goes to my house and then goes to my neighbor's house that has chickens, he's walked through all of my chicken nest because my chickens, they have run of 5 acres. So they're everywhere. And you can imagine what else is everywhere because they're everywhere. So when he comes to my house, he doesn't say anything probably to the next farm that he visits, and I don't know what farm he's visited prior to coming to my house, right? So what are some ways we could protect our flocks from cross-contamination like that? What's a good way for my farm specifically? How would I better improve the biosecurity of my farm? What could I do? Go ahead, Jaden.
I actually have a friend who has free range chickens just like yours. And they have a little fenced in front to get into their property. They could put it at it's actually called a gate. I just completely forgot the name. The gate. They have a little gate. So what they normally do when packages are delivered, the Amazon deliverer would put it on the gate or by the gate. So then they don't come in. So therefore they can't cross-contaminate.
Okay, so the other people are not allowed on the property, so we can't keep the chickens in, but we can keep the people out. I like that. That's a good way to do it. Now if you have, go ahead, Owen. I see your hand.
Would it be best to try to keep wild birds out of your pen? Because I find that, like, wouldn't the bird flu be with other birds?
So the bird flu is actually avian influenza is what Dr. Chris was going to talk about. And I said, well, I'll just cover biosecurity and he can still talk about that when he comes back next month. So, I see you're outside, Owen. It's beautiful. So you have open air.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you keep wild birds away?
Usually they don't really mess with my chickens, but most of the time I since I have a small area, I try to keep I usually just like I can usually scare them off and they're out.
Okay, but I'm not talking about hawks. I'm talking about mockingbirds or finches or blue jays or cardinals. How would you keep them away?
I put a shade cloth over my pen sometimes.
Okay, so you cover that area that we see where there's blue sky right now. You keep that covered?
Sometimes.
Okay. That's the struggle.
But today I've been with my chickens all day, so I don't have it out all the days.
Okay. That's a nice day to spend with your chickens all day. That's like a good day. I've been in my office all day, so no chickens for me. But so the struggle is keeping wild birds away. So when you have, and not just the hawks and the eagles and the whatever else wants to eat your chickens, but when you have cardinals and mockingbirds and blue jays and whatever else wants to fly in the area, they're the ones that carry diseases because they're the ones that are cross-contaminating in every farm and every, wherever they go. So it makes it difficult to truly have a secure facility. Now, if, is it Achaia? So is that right? Did I say it right? Okay.
Yes.
So if Achaia comes over to your house and she has her chicken shoes on, you may say, okay, well, we've got a foot bath here that you can just walk through. It's like a carpeted thing with special solution. Usually they put Odoban in it and it will clean any grodies off of the shoe and get cooties away. Okay.
Yeah. Like get a tub and put whatever you need to in it.
Yep. And so that's one way you can clean the shoes. we're having a chicken show at the end of the month up here in the Panhandle for our Chick Chain program. And so these kids have gotten, all of our 4-Hers in the Panhandle of Florida got baby chicks in September. And so now they're 6 months old at the end of the month, and we're gonna have a big show. And right now we've got about 70 kids registered, and they've all come from their farms. And guess what? They were all in their coop this morning catching their chickens. So what we're going to do is we have little foot covers for them to put over their shoe when they drop their chicken off in the barn, and then go into the rest of the show, because there's all kinds of other stuff to do rather than just have your chicken in the show. So when they're doing that, that's how we're going to handle our biosecurity, because we have probably 50 different farms from those 70 children that are registered, because some siblings registered. So what are some other ways y'all could keep your flock safe and strong?
Maybe just check on them to be sure everything's going good. Maybe if something looks off with them, you take a deeper look. Again, I have like this chicken wire. It's a bit bigger than chicken wire above our run, so then birds can't fly down in there. And maybe just like check it, clean it out. Kind of just almost like I said, check it is my best way to be sure they're still happy and healthy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. So do any of y'all pet up your chickens at night when they're on the roost and they
Yes.
can't really see as well and they're a little more docile? Do any of y'all go out there and pet them up?
Yes.
So, because that's good. So the thing they're scared of is being touched. And during the day when they can see you and they're alert, they're going to run from you probably. But if you go out, my husband calls it petting them up. So if you go out to the coop at night when they're roosting, that's when you can pet them up. And what you can do at that point is now, and it looked like y'all had a big flock. You might be out there for a while petting up your chickens.
Yeah, we have. My dad has 150 chickens, and I have 50.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a farm.
So yeah, you have a big flock. So it may take you a while, but it's a good practice to go out and touch your chickens. Now, if you have 3 or 4 chickens, you could do this every single day. But Owen, you may want to do this and just decide, okay, every Tuesday night, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go pet up the chickens. And you can feel, because sometimes when they get sick, you'll notice they start to get skinny and they're not feeling like they used to feel. And so when you go out there and you put hands on the animals, you can really tell their health and see how they're doing. The other thing is, let me ask you this, if all of y'all think about it, if you had to go, not even if you had to, let's just say, here I am casually thirsty. Okay. If you're casually thirsty, would you drink out of your chicken's waterer?
No.
Why?
I don't know, just because chickens have been drinking in it.
Okay. What about you? Okay, I saw you shaking your head no.
Did she ask me? Sorry, can you say that again?
Do what?
Can you say that again?
So if you were thirsty and you were outside, would you drink out of your chicken's waterer?
Never, because when they eat bugs from the ground, their beaks sometimes get dirt on it, and then sometimes the dirt's get in the water.
Okay, so their water's not 100% clean?
Oh, no, it is.
Okay.
Clean it.
You clean
I mean,
it?
if I were, sorry, go ahead.
All right, no, Jaden, I think you got it. Go ahead.
If I was dying of thirst and I could have made maybe about 20 something steps to the house, then I might, because all the water does is come from our hose.
Okay, so not dying of thirst, just casually thirsty.
then no, I would just go inside because I'm like 20, 30 feet away from my house. I
But
ain't
is
far.
your chicken water clean is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, because we use a 5 gallon bucket and one of these little nozzles where they have to peck at the nozzle for the water to come out.
Okay.
So it's not getting inside the bucket.
Okay. Owen, what do you use for 200 birds?
For 200 birds, we would usually use these little things because can you see that?
Oh yes, a little orange cup.
I
With
wouldn't drink
50
that.
gallon drum. That's a big bunch of water.
I wouldn't drink out of the little orange knob, but I would drink out of the tub. Yes.
Okay.
I just drink out of the thing, out of the
So it's
little knob.
clean.
Yes.
Okay. And Akea, yours is clean, you said.
Yes. Oh,
I have sort of what he has, just with a smaller bucket.
Okay, yeah, that's a big bucket, but he's got a lot of birds. So the Azzy family, what about you?
We have this like a 5 gallon thingy with the little cups. So it's
Okay.
like this thing, just smaller.
And that keeps it pretty clean?
Yeah. It's sealed.
Oh, okay. All right. And Olivia, I don't know if you're still with us or if you can't, are you somewhere where you can't unmute? Okay, I think she's still not where she can unmute. Okay, so let me ask you another question. Did anybody do poultry judging at the state fair?
No, but I just finished about a few days back my actual poultry show at Swanee River Fair.
Oh, okay. All right, so Olivia is in the chat now and she says no. So she did not, I guess, go to poultry judging. Okay, so if you think about going to the state fair or any fair, like Jaden just went to the Swanee River County, I think is what she said.
Swanee River Fair.
Swanee River Fair. Okay. So when you go to a fair like that and there's all these chickens, what precautions do you take when you come home?
To be sure everything's clean is kind of what we did. Plus with it, not really a lot of stuff was getting contaminated because they had individual cages for each birds. So it was really hard to really like have anything on the ground, to be fair. Like I
Okay.
think the only thing on the ground might have been some shavings, like the pine shavings
Right.
might have been the only thing. There was like it was actually pretty clean for a barn. So, but everywhere had a little cage to put your birds in. And you had to bring your own cages and all that. So it wasn't too messy.
Oh, okay. So that's a way to limit some cross-contamination is that you bring your own cages. Were you responsible, Jaden, to go to when you got there, were you responsible for bringing your own shavings or were shavings provided?
There was already some shavings in each of the cages, but if you wanted to add more, you had to bring more. I didn't add any more just because I didn't need any, because the only time I needed to was the day I was going to take them home.
Okay.
Because you had to leave them there overnight. But they provided you with the first layer of shavings. Then if you wanted more, you had to add more. You had to bring your own little water supply. You had to bring almost everything. They
Oh,
supplied
okay.
cages and just the first starter of flake shavings. And then everything else, like the feeder, the feed, the water stuff. Obviously, they had a bathroom, so water was provided. But like basically anything that you might need, baby wipes to wipe their feet. So
Okay. Yeah. So when we have our Chick Chain show at the end of the month, we're going to be using the setup that the facility used like at the beginning of this month. So they just keep it up for us. And what they do is the night before our show, we will go through and take all the cups and put them in a 5 gallon bucket of bleach water and let them soak overnight. And then at 6 o'clock in the morning, when we get there, we'll start pulling cups out, put them out. They'll be sanitized so that there's no way the chickens before can get the new chickens sick at all. We actually went over to that show at the beginning of the month, my program assistant and I. And when I got home, before I got out of my car, I took my shoes off, walked in my socks to my garage, got my Lysol wipes, came back and wiped my shoes all down because I didn't even want to walk that little bit with my shoes from that barn. So you have to be careful when you go to visit a fair like that. And the same thing when I went to the state fair, before I came home, I made sure that my shoes did not get out in my chicken yard at all, or in my yard period, because my chickens are everywhere. So, which isn't always fun to have chickens everywhere, but we don't have 200 chickens. So if I had 200 chickens, I'd probably have to keep them cooped up in a designated area. Okay, so let me ask y'all this. What do you do with your chickens? So Owen, you have 200 chickens. Are these meat birds you're raising?
They're for eggs.
For eggs. Okay. So do y'all sell your eggs?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So when people come to buy your eggs, they don't get in your chicken yard.
No, we actually take it to a market and we
Oh.
take it to the market and sell them there. So nobody has any contact to our chickens except us.
Good job. Okay, Azzy family, what about y'all's chickens? What do you do with your chickens?
Mine?
No, the Azzy family.
Oh, keep on getting that.
We have like a run and they stay in the run.
Okay, but what do
Like
you
a
use your
big, like,
chickens
dog.
for? Are they just your friends or what?
Just for eggs.
Eggs? Okay, and how many do you have?
6.
Okay, and that's for your family's consumption?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and Akaya, what about you?
We have just a designated run too in the back of our yard.
And how many chickens do you have?
20.
Okay, and what do y'all do with your chickens?
We use them for eggs.
Okay, do you eat that many eggs or do you?
We eat some of them. I sell some of them at my school.
Oh, okay. All right, and Olivia, it may be back in the chat now. Oh, she says she hopes to go to the fair next year. All right, Jaden, how many chickens have you got?
We have 6 chickens because we did our pullet contest. This is the rooster that we figured out was a Don rooster.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
His name's Leonidas now.
Yeah.
But our one's not very big because that's what we had space for. We're just having them as friends. Now we might little get babies because of this dude right here.
Yeah,
But
so you have, are those Buff Orpingtons?
yes, Buff Orpingtons, all of them are purebreds.
Okay, so will you sell hatching eggs? Have you thought about that?
I think we might if we get too many, probably. But I also want to have some for us so we can either get more and / I want to get some eggs so we can eat. Which I do have a question about that.
Okay.
If eggs are fertile, can we still cook them?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, so an egg that is fertile won't start developing anything where we can see unless it's been incubated for 3 solid days at the correct temperature and the correct humidity.
Okay, I just wanted to check about that
Yep.
to be sure.
Yep, you can eat them as long as you don't incubate them because after that it'll be gross. Okay, Lily, we're gonna put you on the spot. So, if you can unmute and tell us what your chicken housing situation looks like. We're talking about biosecurity tonight.
Okay, so technically, my chicken house is technically an old feed room
Okay.
because and they're free ranged, so it's not like a cage or anything. It's just like a little feed room, and then we put like these little houses in them for eggs. And then there's like we put a bunch of like wood in there for them to like the across like the branch
Okay.
from one
Ruth?
shelf to another so they can roost. Yeah. And then for snakes, since when we were very new to the farming, we got a snake in there when we had baby chicks, and you can imagine how that happened. We lost one, but it's fine now. So, we put a like little board under the door so no snakes can get in now. And then like we put this let me get it. It's this ammonia stuff, so the ammonia stays out. Let me show you guys.
Oh, okay. We lost Lily, but she's going to go get our ammonia stuff.
One thing we do to definitely protect from raccoons, we have a little door that all you gotta do is pull some wire and a little D hatch on which you could push say.
Okay.
So it's very easy to get in and out for us. And then we put like a stapler, one of those stapler, like the stapler guns. I think that's what it's a little bit bigger than that. I forget the actual name of the piece we used, but we just put that through the little hole that we have there, and when you push it up, it won't open completely.
Okay.
And then we have a lock on our coop that it is very difficult to even lock up at night. So if I can't do it, I don't think the raccoons can.
Yeah. So Lily, you have coop to compost. Does it tell you what's in that?
Yeah.
Coop? Does it say like 100% lime or something like that?
It says zeolite, but that's it.
Yeah, but what's the ingredients in it?
That's all it says is zeolite.
Zeolite?
Yeah, and it like helps with ammonia in there since
Okay. So it
and
helps
then
with the
since
smell?
it's right next, it's technically a second piece to our garage. So we have there's a window into the garage. So we there's a screen on that window, but we have like a fan blowing in there. So like we can keep the ventilation going. And then for my duck's coop, I'd say that's the one that we actually built. It's made out of like spare pallets. It's the pallet coop.
Oh, cool.
And like there's this little lock on it. So
okay. So how many chickens do you have, Lily?
Currently 16 because we had a lot of incidents.
Okay.
Hawks, pigs, that was terrifying. One of my dogs, well, actually two. And yeah, we have a raccoon, then a bobcat.
When they figure out there's chickens around, everybody likes chicken.
Well, except for me, I personally do not eat chickens.
Okay.
I'm not vegan or anything. It's just I don't eat chicken.
Okay,
yeah.
So Lily, what do you do with your 16 chickens? Do you sell your eggs? Do y'all just use them for your family consumption?
Honestly, we give them to family and then eat them. I personally am not a big fan of eggs either, but I usually incubate them whenever I can. Okay. We're trying to get an incubation station up in the garage, so we can just have them hatching year round.
Oh, that sounds fabulous. Okay. Miss Laura, thank you for joining us. We are talking a little bit about biosecurity. So, Lily and Laura, I don't think got to think about this for a second, but so based on where your chickens are, if an Amazon driver came up to your house, would they be in contact with any of your chickens and or their manure?
My chickens live at school, so definitely not.
Oh, okay. All right.
For me, yes, because technically they have no bounds. They roam all over the property. The guy probably would step in manure or else I'd guide him to it.
Okay, so that's the same situation at my farm. Everybody else has their animals hemmed up, and so I free range my chickens. So that's something to always be aware of with an Amazon. I like to use an Amazon driver because you got to figure he's, he may deliver something to Lily's house and then come to my house, and now Lily's chickens and my chickens have been together, whether we wanted them to be or not. So you have to be very careful with your biosecurity. And so, Laura, were you at the state fair?
I did poultry evaluation, but I didn't show.
Okay, so did you go through the chicken barn at all?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, and when you got home or when you went back to school, did you do anything to make sure those same shoes weren't there?
Yeah, I don't wear the same shoes for competitions and
Okay. So you have show shoes, which would you wear when you go to a
yeah.
show barn or something else? Okay, that's a good idea. Okay. Yeah, so I was telling everyone, Dr. Chris is not feeling well tonight. And so I'm handling this with y'all. And we were gonna talk, he was gonna talk about the avian influenza or the bird flu. And I don't have the research that he has. So we were just talking a little bit about biosecurity and what we can do to make sure our flocks are safe. Now, Laura, how many do you have at your school?
I have 3, but my school has like 30, I think.
Okay. And everybody who has birds in that flock, do they have birds at home, or are they like you, that everybody keeps them at school?
Most of them keep it at school, but some of them only have birds at home.
Okay. Okay. So what does your school do as far as biosecurity when you have a mixed flock like that?
So everyone has like their own pen, and so their chickens live in there. And we don't typically mix them unless we're teaching others about chickens, and then we wash our hands in between or use hand sanitizer.
Okay. Okay. So we have our chick chain show at the end of the month in the Panhandle. So it's all of the Panhandle kids got baby chicks in September and October, and the show is at March 29th. So on March 29th, we're going to have, we've got 70 kids registered for this show right now, and they're all coming in that morning. So it's a carry show, which means they'll come in that morning, they'll be judged, and then they'll go home. And then what'll happen is everybody's going to take those chickens out of that barn and they're going to go back to their house, right? So one of the things that we've come up with is that we're going to give little shoe covers. We bought 500 pairs of shoe covers in case somebody puts their little shoe covers on, walks through the barn, and then takes them off and needs a second pair. That's why we got so many. They were pretty inexpensive. For the state of mind and the peace of mind that they're going to give us, they were pretty inexpensive, because that's the last thing you want is everybody to say, my birds got sick at your show, right? Nobody wants that. So, can y'all think of any other ways that you can help with biosecurity on your farm? Lily?
So, for dogs, if you have a dog outside and he's like in a little pen, like my dog Magnum. So this does not work on one of my chickens. One, because he's a bit of a daredevil and he's my favorite, but he's crazy. But you put like fishing line all around the pen so they can't get in.
Oh, that.
And after a while, they'll. Yeah, as long as it doesn't get loose, it will keep. What?
That keeps your dog out of the pen?
No, the chickens.
Oh, the chicken. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got confused there. Who were trying to keep out? Okay, Owen, you had your hand up.
Another way to keep them safe from any sicknesses is to keep their coop clean from any like bacterias, viruses, fly strike, or any other things that could be in there.
That's right. Okay, and Jaden?
Like I said earlier, I don't know if everyone's on there. I have a little thing over my run, so birds can't come in. I have a raccoon safe latch, that's what it's called, latch, and then I have chicken wire along the bottom. So, and for my dogs, the only time they come outside is when they have to go to the bathroom, and they are on a leash that cannot reach over here. By any circumstance, cannot. My chickens are kind of backed up in the woods, but not so much that you would call it the woods. There's just trees around them. So that's really the only thing I'm thinking of is like wild animals, something like that. And we have a latch that they can't get into, and then we have 2 layers of 2 different kinds of chicken wires. So,
Okay.
and the only other animal that I know comes around here like a dog is one of my friend dogs who live directly behind me. And her dog is what they call chicken trained. So, might sniff the chickens. What he did one time, sniff the chickens, figure out what they were, but wouldn't, as well as I know, and according to them, wouldn't do anything bad.
So that was one of the things, and Laura, I'm going to get to you, I promise. That was one of the things I was going to say. The dog I have at my farm is a Belgian Malinois pit bull cross. And so we tell her she's a pitwa. And I made this, it says them, aren't you afraid to have that dog around your chickens? And then there's that dog around my chickens. She does not care about those chickens. She doesn't even look at them. She was raised with them. And so that's one of the things. So if you get a new dog, I see Owen's dog is right there. If you get a puppy, that's the first thing you want to do is socialize them with your chickens. Go ahead, Laura.
You can quarantine them after like taking them to a show or after you buy them.
Yeah, when you have new flocks that come into your property, you definitely want to quarantine them. Go ahead, Lily.
So technically, I just wanted to say, you should always have a vet kit on hand. Like, I personally have a vet kit in this house, and I've had training with that vet kit. Like, one of my roosters, Galaxio, he got in a few rooster fights, and let's just say the wounds on his crown were very bad.
Okay.
Like he had a lot of dried blood. Sorry about anyone if they're claustrophobic.
No,
blood.
we're farm people. I think we're all good as far as that goes. But so what is in your vet kit? When you say a vet kit, what's in there?
Let me grab it real quick.
Oh, okay. Does anybody else have like a little pet first aid kit that they keep near their flock?
I do, but it's mainly for my sheep instead of my chickens.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So here's going to be that person. There she is when she was a puppy. And just out with the chickens. We kept her with the chickens as much as we could. Okay, Lily's back. And you're going to have to unblur your background.
Yeah.
So see what you got going on.
So I have some Iodine.
Okay.
This is gentle. So if like I had a goose attacked by a raccoon once, let's not talk about what happened to her. She was alive when I still found her. But we put that on her because half her face was, you know. And then I have Corona ointment. I know this is just for horses, but I use it on my chickens anyways. It works.
In here.
Some things that are for horses will work for chickens as well. Some more.
Yeah, I'll put it on the screen.
This is controlled iodine spray, not gentle, controlled.
Okay.
This, in case they're like stressed or anything, sometimes I want to check their heartbeat, you know, just to see how stressed they are.
Okay.
To see if I can do anything to calm them down, maybe. I have gauze pads in here. thermometer. Let's not talk about where this goes, please.
So Lily, I'm not going to ask you how, but have you ever used that thermometer?
Fortunately not.
Okay, I just was wondering. Right off the top of my head, I think the internal temperature of a chicken is 99.5 because that's what we incubate at. But I would have to confirm that. You got me, Laura? She looks like she's investigating for me.
And then we have I have a ton of these, including ones with needles. I mostly do not have the mostly don't do the needles because I have a phobia of needles very badly. Like one of my chickens once had cancer, but she had water belly as well. That's how we actually found out. And my dad had to do the needle, so she didn't make it, unfortunately, because the cancer was an uncurable one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Then we have triple antibiotic original ointment here. A lot of ointments. A few casts.
Okay.
This one is your original cast, and then this one is the waterproof.
Okay, so you've got rolled gauze, and then that's it sticks to itself, that purplish colored one.
Yeah, and then we have this, which is a light. It's a light.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot show you guys what it does, but technically you go from the start of the eye and like this.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't have any good batteries in it.
Where do you keep that kit, Lily? Out at your barn, or do you have a spot in your house?
I honestly keep it in my house.
Okay. That's probably better because when it's out in the barn, maybe spiders could get in it. I don't dig spiders. Okay, so we got an answer, Laura?
And then another cast.
It says 105 to 109.
Is it normal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So warmer than what I thought. All right.
Then also a few pens and markers are in here. I used to have a notebook, no idea where it went. And then for the blue coat, I do not keep my blue coat in here because of, it gets everywhere. So I don't want it getting all over the other medical stuff.
Okay. Okay, you had your hand up?
Yes, I do. I have one of those vet kits too. And a good tip, if a chicken has a wound, you can put Manuka honey on it.
Oh.
Manuka honey helps with the wound.
And it doesn't attract bugs.
And it does not attract bugs.
Oh. Okay. And it's okay if another chicken pecks it because it's honey, right? It's not toxic.
No.
Okay. Cool.
It's got a wound.
All right. So I would like to thank y'all. We're going to start wrapping up, but I want y'all all when we get off here. I think Owen's probably already done it, but I want you to go look at your chicken waterer and see how clean it is and see if you had to take a drink out of it, would you? I'm not considering chicken beaks in it. I'm just considering, is the container clean? Like, would you drink out of that clean? I wouldn't drink out of my chicken's water because I know I don't scrub it as often as I should. But to be fair, they have 9 of them. So they're spread all over the farm, these chicken waterers. So I can't hardly keep up. But now that the time has changed, I get to see my house in the daylight. So that's exciting. So I don't come home every night after dark. So that's good. Okay, so for next month, kind of think about what y'all would like to learn more about. Lily has her hand up. Go ahead, Lily.
So honestly, my chickens drink wherever like their waters aren't.
Okay.
It does like so. I since I have ducks, they'll drink out of my ducks' pools, and then yeah. So I do fill their waters up, but it takes a long time for it to go down because they're more interested in the ducks' waters than they are the chicken.
Okay. All right. Jaden, you got your hand up?
Two things with the water thing. I filled it up and cleaned it about like 2 days back. So, yeah, they'll be good for another day or two because it's a 5-gallon bucket. And there's only 5 of them outside, one's inside.
Okay.
But I want to kind of learn maybe I missed it. It was in my head and now I lost it.
We'll
What
put it in
whatever.
the chat if you think of it again. Oh, and you got your hand up?
I try to fill in all the like holes in my chicken pen where water could accumulate so that they are drinking fresh water all the time and they're not drinking muddy water just because
They
I'm
will.
afraid of them getting sick because I don't really know what to do when that happens.
Okay, yeah, and the chickens will drink muddy water. Like I said, I've got like 9 waterers at my farm, and they will find a rusty bowl that my husband had a hubcap, and they'll drink the rusty water out of there. And I'm like, really? Come on. Makes me nutsos. But yeah. So I want to learn about different breeds, is what Jaden says. Okay, mission accepted. Or challenge accepted. We will work on different breeds. We will find out all about different breeds. And what we'll also learn about is the different classes, because when y'all go to show, they have to put them in different classes, right? Different breeds. Learn more about baby chicks too. Okay, so breeds and chicks. That may be 2 different meetings, and I'm hoping Dr. Chris is feeling better next month. But what we'll do is I'm gonna stop the recording of this meeting, and then we'll post it on, if any of your friends didn't get on tonight. I know we're kind of slim because, again, Dr. Chris is sick and did not get that email out, and I didn't realize it until it was on my calendar, so I just assumed it was on everybody's calendar. So, all right. Well, y'all have a good night. I'm going to stop the recording now.